Boys, just looking for a good time, or in this case, their job back. Male characters come and go, but some stick in our minds, and they'd be welcomed back into our living rooms with open arms. I'm Ben from EastEnders Weekly Podcast, and I present to you 5 men who need to come back to the square. Number 1, Dean Wicks. He's a wicked man, disowned by his family after his horrendous crime. Is it time for some retribution towards the ones he once loved? He left not really believing he had done anything wrong, and although he was desperate for someone to love him, his behaviour ruined him. If he came back, would he want to be embraced or finally burn his bridges in style one last time? Number 2, Syed Masood and Christian Clark. This is 2 picks, and their rocky path to being together would be tricky if the intention was to bring them back together. Maybe they could come back separately, Christian could return with Jane, or Shabnam could have a damaged Syed in her arms, bringing more blood back to the Masoods. Of course, we were happy their story was complete, and to have them return together would be great and important to perhaps show a positive LGBT relationship on the soap. Number 3, Sean Slater. Another naughty boy on the list, and he had last been seen stirring things up with Stacey and Jean about that key. So it's about time he came back and started mixing up the Slater household and the square once again. He was a rogue, albeit a lovable one, and a lot of ladies need some eye candy. Mel perhaps would make an interesting match and storyline with Sean, and could make a dynamic with Hunter and Phil a lot more juicier. Plus it would annoy Jack, so win-win. Number 4, Aidan Joseph Patrick McGuire. This is a given. It is likely to happen, and he is also the most recent departure. But he left with a small fanfare and needs to return so he can get that explosive exit he desperately deserves. He had started slowly whittling down the members of the High storyline. It's a reasonable suggestion to presume a who killed Aidan story. He has a skill of making people fear him, despise him, and also likes ruining people's lives. Wind up enough people and the storyline would write itself, and his final exit would be his greatest contribution to the show. Number 5, Riki Butcher. Stand back, Bianca, you know it makes sense. He could return with a number of characters, Janine, Bianca, or his son Liam. He may have remarried to a lady who has 2 children. He does suit his family storyline. Riki has a lot of roots with characters in the soap too, so could easily fit right back in and quickly develop a storyline that has haunted him from the past, or start from scratch. Let's be honest, it would be nice to introduce another Butcher back into the fray. So, there were the 5 men who should come back, but what do you think? You can tweet or follow us here, or email us here. And for more discussions, games, features and competitions about EastEnders, listen to the EastEnders Weekly Podcast. New episodes every Sunday on iTunes, YouTube and your favourite podcast site. You've been listening to Ben from EastEnders Weekly, and goodbye.